Hey guys, Lone here, back with another video, and today will be my full review of the Shark Apex Duoclean with 0M. Also, this one is the AZ1002 True Pet. So the True Pet model from Shark, it comes with the S1000 Steam Mop, under appliance wand, I think. The caddy. I don't know if that comes with the original or not, but it also will come with an anti-allergen dust brush, a pet powered brush that's in here somewhere. Here we go. A power brush. I've been using this one, so there's dog hair on it, and other things like that. But the machine is the same for the AZ1000W and the AZ1002. So I do my videos in a pros and cons. We'll start with its pros. I found that the power of this vacuum was very good. We tested its airflow at 94 CFM and the suction at 106 inches of water, which is just off the charts high. We also like its other features, such as Active Glide, 0M, and powered lift away, Duoclean, and stuff like that, as well as the cord length, with as it being 30 feet, the LED lights on the headlight and on the handle, it being a sealed system, and the tools that come with it are also quite good. The next category is the cons, and we did find a few cons with this. We found its weight to be a little heavy at 17 pounds. Now, it's not too bad when you're picking it up. For example, it's not too heavy. I can still pick it up just with my thumb. But we did notice it comparing to some of the other vacuums, such as the Bissell Power Force Helix Turbo right here at about 13 pounds. The Kirby's are about 23 pounds, so that is quite heavier. And the Dyson Ball Animal 2, Dyson's top-of-line vacuum, we did find that at about 18.5 pounds. Our next con that we found was the hose length. The hose is only about 5.5 feet, but it's very short and it's not very stretchy compared to the Dyson Ball Animal 2, which it does have about a 15 to 17 feet range, this only being 5. It does also have the wand, which can get you a little bit more reach, but honestly, not that much. We did find its hose length to be quite below average. Our other cons having to do with the tools. The tools that come with it are excellent, but I do have a few problems with them, such as the turbo tool. This is not a power tool, this is just a suction tool. If you do buy the powered tool, it will store right on the vacuum on the section that says motorized pet tool. But this tool doesn't actually stay on the vacuum. So that's not really what we would prefer. Something else is that there are only 2 spots to store the tools, so you really have to pick your favorites. Now these 3 attachments come standard with the base model, but even then you would still have to pick your favorites and leave one behind. So that is another some cons that we found. We also checked a lot of the reviews, especially on Amazon, and one of the main things that we found that customers complained about was the 0M not working. Now, in all of our tests, it did work, but to an extent. It did manage to get rid of a lot of the hair wrap that was on the brush roll, but there were just a few stray hairs here and there, but definitely much better than compared to the Dyson Ball Animal 2, or pretty much any of these vacuums in this lineup here. But it does do much better than compared to the Bissell Pet Hair Eraser, which is another vacuum that does claim to have anti-hair technology, and that also does work, but the Shark does do it much better. Something else that I really liked about this vacuum specifically was not only its other features that I mentioned earlier, but cleaner head. You can easily have access to it through the virtual garage. You just pull these two things back, you have complete access, and you can even take out just like this for easy cleaning. We also measured things like its sound. Now, we measured it 3 feet away from the cleaner head and in the upright position. We measured it at about 72 decibels. On the hard floor setting, we measured it also at about 72 decibels. And on the low carpet setting, we measured it at 73 decibels. And on high carpet, we measured it at 74 decibels. Now, that is very quiet for a vacuum. And Shark has engineered this vacuum to be much quieter than a lot of other vacuums. In comparison, my Dyson Ball Animal 2 is about 78 decibels, which isn't too loud, but it's also not too quiet. So this is definitely much quieter. Now, specs, but here are just some of the specs here. The weight is 17 pounds, the dust cup capacity is 1.5 dry quarts, the cord... I'm just going to pop in here real quick because I didn't actually mention that the size of the dustbin for me was actually quite small and I had to empty it multiple times. And also, it does get cut off here, but I do say that the cord length is 30 feet. Duoclean technology is basically this orange roller right in the front, and that really does help to pick up a lot of the large particles, but it also helps dust and buff your floor, and we did find that to be extremely effective in all of our tests. So as you can see, it's pulling in that flour and those oats, no problem, not losing suction. And I would also like to mention that this vacuum scored a 97% on the deep clean test. So that's very good for a vacuum, and it's very good at carpets. You can see it's also on the hard floor going to dust and buff your floors, picking up that flour, no problem. Huge pile of oats right there. You can see that where the vacuum has cleaned and it's not scattering anything. You can see huge pile of flour. We're not losing suction, and it is performing on hard floors extremely well, leaving that floor very shiny. Now you can see that's how much a normal vacuum would get under the furniture, but because this is a powered lift away, you can see you can lift away the suction unit and you can really get under all your furniture below about 3 or 4 inches. And you can see you can also vacuum normally like this, which a lot of people prefer anyways because it is lightweight. Now this is the under furniture shot. You can see with those bright headlights, you can see you're not missing anything, and that Duoclean is really helping to pull in all of that oats and that flour, and you can see we haven't lost suction even through any of this, so you can see it is performing phenomenal. So these next few things are just things that I personally did not really like. So one of the things was when you're maneuvering it, it just kind of feels like you're moving a big thing that's kind of just sitting on the vacuum. It feels kind of awkward to maneuver. Something else was we don't love that the shape of the bin and the filter. This is very similar with the old Apex and the other rotator vacuums. So if we remove the canister here, you can see it has kind of this shape, and the whole thing is just kind of like here, and it's all, there's nothing here, and the filter is here. We don't really like that. So I actually got an older Navigator to compare this to. So when you remove the bin, this one's a little older, you can see that the bin is pretty much straight and the filter is a big filter down here. I like this style much more than the newer style, and I just think that it works much better and gives you more capacity. The next thing that I personally found not too great was not specifically with the 0M. We found that the 0M actually did really work, but rather these guards right here on the head. The original Apex didn't really have these, but this one, it catches a lot of hair. So the brush roll doesn't really get caught up with hair, but these guards do tend to get caught up with hair, and we just wish that they kind of weren't there. A lot of vacuums are actually doing away with them, as well as the Dyson Ball Animal 2, for example, and the Kirby's. So it's not too necessary that to have them, but Shark does have them, and we found that we don't actually really like that. Something else I found with the hose being so small was using it with the caddy was actually not very convenient at all. It just was not very good. It kept bumping into me, and because the hose was so small, so I didn't really like that. So my official review of this vacuum is that it is really truly amazing. I know I talked a lot about the negatives, but this vacuum is honestly perfect. And if you purchase this vacuum, I'm sure you will have an excellent experience with this vacuum. And we also like to show everything that it comes here. So mine came with a steam mop, and I will be doing a review on this vacuum, mop, and this is the S1000, so make sure to look for my review of that. And we do like just how much stuff it does come with, so we do really like that. So thank you guys for watching. If you do like this video, please give this video a thumbs up. If you do like this vacuum, I will leave a link down in the description, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!